Greetings. The day is Saturday, January 31st, the last day of the first month of the new year. And not much is happening. Tragedy has struck me yet again. This is like the life I live. So, a couple years ago, I tried to do trout, and then I had a heat wave, and then I lost all my trout, and then this last year, I decided to get tilapia, because tilapia are a bit hardier, except that we had a freaking cold spell. And then the cold spell ended up wiping out all my tilapia, which sucked. I still have the tomato plant in here. I have been trimming it back. You can actually see through here, but there is new growth happening on the tomato plant. There's new growth here, there's new growth here. So we're gonna keep trimming back a lot of the dead stuff up here, but we're gonna keep the tomato plant going probably all year. I may have some of the earliest tomatoes of the season this way. We'll see how things go. I've pulled off almost all the lemons from the lemon tree. They've been really good return on the lemons, so those have been great. Tea plant is still doing well. A lot of new growth on the tea plants, all three of them. So those are doing good. I do have pitcher plants from a friend that I got, so these should do well in here with everything that I've got going on. The blah 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 turmeric has kind of died back, so maybe I should harvest it and see what we got going on there. I've still got to get to the horseradish that's down here. You can see all the little regrowth, the new growth on the horseradish that's in here. Again, this is something I've had going on before. I've got something ravaging all of my little greens that I've been getting started. So all of my radishes and lettuces and other greens I've got getting started, getting ravaged. I need to, this water, you shouldn't be able to see this water. That means I've got to lower the standpipe inside my bell siphon, which is one of these. I just got to lower it inside there so we can get that draining better. The bell siphon over here, this is where this one is from. I've actually taken it out just so that it drains consistently because it's having a problem tripping the siphon and draining all the way because of all the micro roots in the tomato plant. So that's all I've got going on there. Other than that, all the goldfish are perfectly happy because the temperatures have been great. But I think from what it's worth, oh yeah, there's more dead tilapia there. I don't think I have any live tilapia left except for maybe one or two inside the house, which sucks because I went through a lot of effort to try and keep them alive. I had a heat pump, but what happens with the heat pump is it got so cold that the outside of the heat pump froze up, so therefore the heat pump doesn't want to work at that point. So that's all the chaos I've got going on for January of 2026. I'm off to a, less than fruitful new year, but we'll see how things really roll. I have some ideas for keeping the heat pump running in the winter. We'll see how long it lasts. I'm not going to do any modifications to it or anything because I have a 2-year warranty. I want to make sure it lasts before I do anything to it. But I want to modify it so that it doesn't trip the breaker. I even bought a heavy-duty extension cord that you can see out there, that big yellow cord, super heavy-duty. It still trips for some reason. I'm thinking maybe a soft start maybe can help that. And then looking at the idea of using a diesel heater, which are used in like campers and vans and everything else, as a way to warm up the air and keep the thing defrosted, especially on the colder nights, which we don't get a lot of here in the Pacific Northwest. So yeah, that's all I've got going on for January 2026. Off to a funky new year, funky start. I don't know if I talked about the potential sand battery that I've got going on here, but I'm going to work with that too. I mean, there's some expansion to go there. I'm going to add some solar panels to generate heat via a heating element. The other idea is if I were to do a diesel heater is you can take the exhaust and run it through something like a sand battery or barrel of sand and just capture that heat as well before exhausting it to the outside. That way a lot of that waste heat comes to use as well. So yeah, those are the ideas I've got going on for 2026. We'll see how the year rolls out. Follow along, see how things go. We'll see how many blueberries, how soon we get tomatoes, how many more lemons we get this year, all the good stuff. In fact, I think we might even be starting to see the scale because the temperatures are nice. So we'll see if I get another scale infestation or not. Last summer, this spent most of the year outside the greenhouse. So we'll work on keeping that contained as well. So thank you all for watching and letting me torture you with my voice. And I will talk to you all next month. Ciao.